I'd already mentioned John Brown in the Potawatomi Creek Massacre during Bleeding Kansas. He had actually escaped from that. He was never captured. He goes away for a little while. He's going to come back in 1859, about 4 or 5 years later. And he plans a raid on a federal arsenal at Harpers Ferry. And an arsenal is where they keep all the weapons. And he has this plan in mind that he's going to capture the federal arsenal. All of the enslaved population and other supporters in the area are going to rise up. And they're going to commit this guerrilla-style warfare in order to end slavery. And then that's going to lead to a mass uprising throughout the South, and the slave system will fall apart as all the enslaved population rises up against their masters. Now, he's going to attack Harpers Ferry early in the morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and he's going to have like 3 of his sons there. He's going to have a group of supporters, and they easily capture the arsenal. But the problem is that no one then shows up to support him. All the people that he thought were going to come support him and come to his aid, they don't show up. There are some rumors, in fact, after this occurs that Frederick Douglass knew about the Harpers Ferry raid and had told him that it was a bad idea. In fact, Frederick Douglass is going to end up going into hiding as a result of this. I believe he goes to Europe for a while on a book tour. But no one shows up. And he kind of holds himself up in a fire station. He treats it kind of like a fort. He knows that the local militia is coming for him. In fact, the army is going to be called out and dispatched, and it's going to be a young Colonel Robert E. Lee is going to be one of the people that are there to try to take down John Brown. And he's going to be captured, not intentionally. The guy that was in charge tried to stab him with his sword, but had the wrong sword. He put on his dress sword instead of his real sword, and it bent when it hit him. So John Brown is not going to be killed in this raid. Several of the other supporters are, but he's captured. He's going to be put on trial, and he's going to be found guilty of treason, and he's going to be put on trial for something called conspiring with Negroes to produce an insurrection. And I only write that to remind you that the fear here is not so much the attack on Harpers Ferry, but the fear is that the enslaved population is going to rise up and kill the enslavers. So the Southerners can't have that. So they capture him not just for treason, but also for this other thing of trying to produce a slave insurrection. He's found guilty and he's going to be executed. But in his time in execution, he's going to be writing letters and he gets to have a statement. In fact, one of his statements is that if I have to mingle my blood further with the blood of my children and with the blood of millions in this slave country whose rights are disregarded by the wicked, cruel, and unjust enactments, so be it. He becomes a martyr in the North. And in the South, they're going to be terrified. They're going to beef up their militias. They're going to create new slave restrictions because they're terrified of a slave insurrection. There's going to be a song written about John Brown called John Brown's Body. It goes something like, John Brown's body lies a moldering in a grave, but his soul was marching on. And it becomes a marching song in the Northern Army. When they liberate Fort Sumter in 1865 at the end of the war, that's the song that they're playing as they raise the American flag over the recaptured Fort Sumter to end the war. John Brown's impact is going to be tremendous in this fight for abolition.